Did you ever have those days back in school where the teacher came in the room and said, "Hey, today we're going to have a pop quiz"? Yeah, I'm sure you were probably thrilled with that. Well, this is the kind of pop quiz that I think everybody's going to like. I've got today a bottle of Old Forester 1870. This is one of their Whiskey Row series. We're going to have an episode of 1910 versus 1920 in a not too distant future, and we'll see how they actually pass the quiz, if they do or not. This one I just got picked up today by Adam. He actually was at the store today and picked it up for me, so I'm thankful for that. He doesn't have this one in his collection. He's got some 1910 and some 20 and some 1897, but he hasn't got this one yet, so I thought I'd take the plunge for both of us. I'll take the quiz and see whether or not we pass. So I wanted to try this one out. The 1910 I got the other day, which was really a good bottle, so I'm hoping that this lives up to some of the hype. So let's see what we think on the nose of this guy. Okay. Got a little bit of standard vanilla and cherry notes popping out like they kind of always do. Not a lot of heavy barrel spice though, so I'm not sure how this one is going to be on the palate, but pretty standard. And there could be a little bit of green apple that's coming through on the back of that too. So this is actually a really nice bottle here. For 90 proof, you don't get a lot of alcohol sting when you actually give it the first nose. So that's actually turning out really good. I like this. This is passing the quiz so far, in my opinion. Okay, let's go ahead and give it a little bit of a sip. Yeah, I can get behind this one for sure. This one tastes a lot like it noses. There's not a whole lot up front with it. There's a couple of good, little vanilla, little cherry, a little bit of that in there like there usually is. A little bit of the barrel spice comes through on it as it works toward the back. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, this is a good one. It doesn't have the Old Forester 86 palate. This one's a little bit sharper and I think a little bit drier. That's one thing I really like about Old Forester is usually they have a sweetness profile that goes through them. This one doesn't have so much. This is kind of, what does it say here? On the bottle it says original batch. I would say this definitely mimics close to what their original batch recipes were back in 1870. They wouldn't be calling it that for any other reason other than that's what they meant it dry. It's got kind of a dry profile as you run it across the palate, but still, it's got classic bourbon flavors. Yeah, it's pretty good. It is. It's really good. So I recommend it. I think this passed the quiz for sure. Definitely recommend it for those maybe even just getting into bourbon. It's really good. Now, at this price point, I'm not sure that I would. If I were going to encourage anybody to get into an Old Forester that's just beginning, definitely go Old Forester 86 because those sit on the next to bottom shelf, usually in most places, sometimes middle shelf, for right around the $20 mark on a 750 milliliter on a fifth. And that's a really nice entry point for beginning bourbon drinkers, especially since that one is so nice. And with 4 points of proof difference, it's amazing how good the 86 actually is. Not to take anything away from this guy. He's actually really good, basic bourbon. And for the price, it might be a little on the high end because there are others that I'm sure have a flavor profile very close to that cost considerably less. But if you're an Old Forester fan, definitely go get it. It's definitely worth a pour and absolutely worth a sip. So I think this one definitely passed the quiz. Hey, from the Whiskey Classroom, always remember to do your homework because you never know when there might be a pop quiz. As a matter of fact, I think this pop quiz was good enough to take again. Class dismissed.